morning show. It's more than a morning commute. It's an experience. It's an educational experience. It's a learning experience like none other. So good morning and welcome to Z, Mr. Kingsley Ajenku Hayford.
Thank you.
It's been a while.
I know. We've been doing things behind the scenes. Trying to serve God and the country and also support people as many and businesses as many.
I know. We've done stuff.
We've done stuff. We've got to be a quota. To some of the newspapers.
I know.
Week after week.
We write, we talk.
Right.
I'm sure those listening to us when he knows Kingsley too. Of course, I know Kingsley too. We've been around for a while. Anyway, thank you so much, my brother, for coming today.
Thank you too. I'm happy to be part of your studios and all you are doing very great.
Thank you.
101.9. Everybody should listen.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kingsley. So first of all, personal finance. How important is it? First of all, what is it and how important is this?
Okay, so let me put this way. I'll do a link so that people can appreciate.
Please do.
Wealth creation starts from individuals.
Okay.
It starts from individuals. Then it progresses to business. Then it's to public finance.
Okay.
So there's personal finance, there's business finance, and there's public finance.
Okay.
How does it happen? Now, individuals try to organize themselves financially, save some money, put some money across. At some point, they say, okay, I think they want to expand their wealth. So let me start a business.
Okay.
So when they start it moved to business finance. Then they are financing the business. It may come from their personal income, savings, and from friends, putting it together. Once they organize it, from the business side, again, they pay taxes.
Okay.
Once the business pay taxes, then the public funds start from there. Even the individuals, they pay tax, employment tax. And as they move into business, they pay the business corporate taxes. One corporate taxes and then individual taxes come to, then there's a public income that comes in. And then that finances our development. That finances our roads and hospitals and everything. However, a certain group are put together to manage their affairs. So there'll be Minister of Finance to in charge of the public finance. And then there are accountants and there are accountants to manage the
business finance.
And individuals who have to manage their businesses. However, the public, in terms of personal finance, is driven by so many factors. The lifestyle of people brings that into perspective. The choices of people bring finance, and the needs of the family also bring personal finance into perspective. So it's a serious engine of any economy. And I think, unfortunately, in this part of Africa, personal finance is not taught in schools. It's quite difficult. It should be part of the curriculum, because when you finish university or secondary
At what level should we start teaching personal finance?
From the kids. At the moment a child starts asking you, buy me toffee, buy me ice cream, he knows how to spend. Then you must teach him how to generate income. Because money doesn't come anyhow. It's hard work. We work for it. So when you see your child asking, then you ask, where do you think I get the money to buy? That is the conversation. Oh, I work. Then the child asks, if the child is very sharp and intelligent, yeah, so what do you do at work? Then you explain, oh, I'm the accountant there. So when I work, they pay me. And when they pay me, that's how I receive some money. Then you can ask me to, so I buy things from the money I receive, so I have to work. So you need to work. And that is where sometimes if you want to show the child how we work, you can say, okay, polish my shoe for me and I'll pay you 2 cedis. It's like, buy my father say I'll pay you. So after polish, you ask, are you tired? Or do you feel like you have exhausted some energy or released some energy? Yes, I'm tired, I've been sleeping. I say, yes, when you work, you get tired. Yes, but you are paid. But when I gave you the 2 cedis, you were so happy and the tiredness vanished. And so we work and make money. And so the conversation has to be big, very simple. And any child, very intelligent. Recently, now the kids are going to top schools and they will understand.
Let me. Are you therefore saying that in the absence of this being part of our educational curriculum, we the parents, it behoves on us
to start a conversation?
Amazing.
In a very simple way. For example, okay, let me give another scenario. And the family will have a meeting. If you're a family, you are together, you chat, you talk. And so it's okay, I'm putting up a nice building. this is where we are renting, but I want to put a nice building somewhere at maybe Amasaman, somewhere at Kaswa or East Legon or whatever it is. Then you start a project. Occasionally, sometimes you drive your kids there and your wife to see the state, the level of the project. When you get there, the conversation can start. And look at this building. It is from the income, the money I get from work. Anytime they give me, I save some. Have you seen this cement? I bought it from my income. This slate, I bought it from my income. Have you seen the painting? I bought all of them. So I work. Without work, I can't do all this. So I'm praying that you take your career serious. What do you want to become? A lawyer, an accountant, this work. When you become, you get income.
Practical lessons.
And that's how you start a conversation. And once they get that thinking, then they know that you cannot just spend anyhow. Then they are careful about their lifestyles.
Currently, from day one.
Day one, yes. That's why I said when they start asking you, buy me toffee, buy me ice cream, then he knows how to spend. I think the spending they know, why the income, they don't know how high it comes.
Mr. Kingsley Hayford is a chartered accountant, chartered tax advisor, insolvency practitioner, and investment banker, one of my very good friends. And we are having a conversation on personal finance right here. He's made a very profound statement, and I think this is a call on all parents that in the absence of this thing being taught, or whether it's even being taught at school, we also have a responsibility to teach our children. He said they know the expenditure side, they don't know the income side. We need to teach them all that. What are the most common financial mistakes people make, and how can they avoid them?
Let me put it this way. You see, the choice of men make men.
The choice of men make men.
Every decision has financial implications.
Every decision
has financial implications.
Interesting.
If you decide to marry, it has financial implications. And let me say this. Marriage will and continue to test your financial capacity, your ability to absorb shocks. Because there is an unending cost in marriage. It doesn't end. In fact, it compounds. You meet a lady, hello, how are you? It's cost. Even to call is cost. Can we have dinner? It's cost. Then the thing advances. Can you buy me this? It's cost. Nowadays, I don't have phone. It's cost. I'm talking about young men meeting each other, young men and women meeting each other. Oh, I don't have a phone. It's cost. Or where I live, there's a problem. Can you help me? It's cost. Even you have not started the journey. These are prelims. These are around the corner. And so cost. And so you move into where you want to perform the right. They give you a list. Is the cost. That's the beginning. That one, let's see the food. It is done, completed. Let's see, that's a really major cost. The danger is when your wife gets pregnant, that the matter begin to blow up. The baby arrives, blow up. The second one, the third one, the fourth one. Then, if you're not careful, the financial mistakes start coming. So back to the question. That is where you see people living on credit, living beyond their means, and borrowing to finance the basic needs and consumptions of the family. Again, you see people not having budget, not plan. That's one big mistake. There's no budget. There's no planning. And also, people, in terms of their lifestyles, you see, I stay on this too, borrowing to finance, and then not having a budget. And also, your credit cards, people overuse it. And then let me add your credit rating. That's one mistake, because you see, in life, you can finance yourself to a certain point. Beyond a certain point, you need a bit of debt. Debt means somebody financing you. And it depends on your integrity.
Okay.
Because if I should call Jerry, today things are not working, can I get 2,000? I'll pay you tomorrow. It's my integrity.
Exactly.
Whether I'll pay or not. And so the common mistake people make, 3 of them, very serious, because it's very serious, because your rating, your credit rating, your integrity in honoring your debt is critical. People borrow from banks, they don't pay. They borrow from friends, they don't pay. You get to a point, you close yourself out. Now, in times that you are in difficulty, nobody can loan you anything. Nobody's prepared. They don't trust you again. And then borrowing continuously to finance your needs, and not having a budget. And so if these three things are addressed, you see that naturally you will begin to correct it. And so in correcting, you say, look, I have to stop. But the first point, have a budget. So I'm providing, is the opposite a solution? It's the reverse. If you start doing it, you are correcting it.
Exactly.
If you don't do it, it's a problem. It's become a mistake. And so once you have a budget.
Have a budget.
That is the correction. And I call it the IMF budget. Oh, this morning, you must have an IMF meeting. Make up with your wife, the chairman of the board.
The women are the chairman of the board.
I tell you.
And we, the men, we are what?
We are members. Because their decisions are powerful.
Okay.
They will tell you no. Won't do it. You see, when you build a family and you are working together, you see that all these things place. The woman is the chief advisor. Is the chief advisor. I'm telling you. If men will listen to their wives, they make serious points. Just take time.
So you are saying that
at the IMF meeting,
if a young man is listening to us,
yes,
a young woman is listening to us. In fact, let's take the young man first.
Yes.
And he's courting a lady now. You say one of the things he should be looking out for is the quality of advice she gives now. Because when they get married, she should
be the chief advisor.
Okay.
And I expect the woman to do this because it's one of the key ingredients that men watch. He said, I want to go and buy the latest Range Rover. I said, no, have you bought a house? Even as a girlfriend or fiancé, don't do it. Buy a house. And look, even if the marriage does not come on, it will be recorded in the history of the man that it was Ajua Akos that made me buy a house.
So what you're saying, Hayford, is that our future partners play a very integral role
serious in
our personal finance.
Seriously. They can make it or make you. It's very important. And so the woman can make things happen. Look, even in the economy, in other countries, I don't want to talk about Ghana, other countries, some of the decisions that is taken at the top level, sometimes is the advisors.
Behind the scenes.
They run the show.
You are saying that
they are very powerful.
You are saying, you don't want to say, but I know you are saying, Mr. Kingsley Hayford, you are saying that
other countries,
that in not in Ghana, in other countries, the prime minister's wife or the president's wife
and advisors,
and they would have a say.
They run the show. They make things happen.
Not Ghana. We don't want trouble.
So
not Ghana.
The council of the advisors are serious. Serious. And so when you have a good wife, a wife that understands life, understand family finance, understand where you are going, they are chief advisors at the home. And so you must do the IMF meeting, discuss the challenges, the difficulties, the expenditures, and the income. How do we generate income? How do you balance the budget? How do you move away from borrowing into a balanced budget? A balanced budget is when your income is equal to your expenditure. You have balanced it. Then the next step is to move towards what? Surplus. Because a lot of people are around deficit. When you have deficit budget, it means that your expenditure is more than your income. And when it continues, you get into financial crisis and financial insecurity. And that is why you are borrowing. Then you lead to borrowing. So when deficit continues, it means that borrowing is happening. Because you earn 2,000. You have been spending 3,000. Where is the 1,000 coming from? Either it's coming from corruption or it's coming from some borrowing.
Are you saying that for those of us who wake up in the morning and criticize government decision, this and that and GDP and government, we still probably at home, we are worse.
Let me say this. The family is a reflection of government.
Hey, Kingsley, I've seen things today.
The family is a reflection of government. It's the individuals, pots of families and families and families and families that makes nationals. And we form a one family unit. And therefore one family unit goes for election. And appoint a head, the family head. So the president becomes the family head. And he is handed over the finances of the family at the national level. He decides. He appoints his ministers to spend and to account for all of us. That's why I said earlier, public finance dovetail into business finance, into public, personal finance dovetail business finance into public finance. It's a link. When the individuals are not doing well, it's a reflection. It reflects in the public purse.
You're saying categorically that the way we run our homes, right?
Yeah.
It's a reflection of the bigger problem.
Yeah.
So we're living on borrowing because we're living beyond our means.
Perfectly.
First of all, we don't have a good budget and we're not living within the budget.
Yeah.
And when you don't have a good budget or you don't have a budget at all, then you would spend when you think you have the money, but probably you don't.
Yes. And so it's a serious issue. And therefore, like I said the choice of men make men.
The choices of men make men.
The reason that every choice has implications. From policy to your decision to finance your education of your children. Which options you take, it has serious ramifications. And so you must be sound about it. And you must take time to examine it. That's why I qualify the family meeting as an IMF meeting. It's a meeting where all the stakeholders are contributing to the way we have to run it. For example, you have a tuber of yam, and you are three, you cook all, half go waste. What are you talking about?
Wow.
You know that you don't have the money, but you still want to have DSTV. Why? Why do you want to worry your head? Go and watch some game. There are restaurants around. Top matches can go. For the meantime, your situation is not the best. You see, when you are in a hole, there's a way you behave.
And when you come out of the hole too, there's a way you behave.
So a lot of people are pretending, especially, you see, this is what I want to say. I want to say this. The middle class is creating a problem.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Because, you see, they want to behave as if they are there, but they are not there. Look, I think we are in class 1. We have to still remain there. Let us think the way we were when we were in school. When things were not working, we knew. Some of them, you see, to the extent that people see the public school as not the best school. Meanwhile, it's the same school that you attended and you have a first class material. And you are saying that public school is not kind of function or it's not the best. Then your income is $2,000. And then you go and find a school that pays $2,000. How are you financing it? 1, borrowing. 2, corruption. You are doing something wrong. Or friends are financing you, that's the luckiest part. But it doesn't work.
It's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. And that is what happened on the other. So the middle income is behaving a certain way. Slow down. We need to slow down, look at the realities. That's why I have the belief that we need to build more billionaires.
In this country?
Yes. They can solve the problem. They can resolve the problem. Go to Nigeria, Dangote. Wherever Dangote goes, there's development. Wealth can be created through agriculture one time. You need an enclave.
Mr. Kingsley,
and we need to pick one particular, what we call commodity, and we transform. And one of them is palm oil plantations.
Palm can change the fortunes of this country.
One time. All you need is to do about 100,000 acres. This one is free. 100,000 acres. And you move roads there. You build one top school there. Then internet is provided. Accommodation is released. About half of Ghanaians will move in there. And that's wealth creation, the mass level.
It's 8:30. And it's Z Talk. Today we're doing a personal finance series. It's going on today, tomorrow, Thursday as well. Kingsley Hayford is my guest. He's a chartered accountant, chartered tax advisor. He's an insolvency practitioner and an investment banker. And he's dropping some bombs. Really, really dropping some. So someone is listening to us and he's like, where do I start from? I mean, how do I even create a budget? Where do I start from?
Well, I think a budget has 2 angles. The income side and the expenditure side. And so let me deal with the income side. You need to assess your wealth or income generating capacity. You are a teacher now, you earn maybe 1,500 or 2,000. Is that your capacity? Is it enough? Your expenditure is rising, it's around 3,000. So you need to assess your capacity. So your income as a teacher. 2, if you write a book, can it increase your earnings?
Okay.
Again, if you organize special classes, not necessarily for your students there, you have to general one that everybody knows that you are the best in mathematics, you are the best science teacher. Everybody knows in Ghana that when you deliver science, you can't fail. And French, whatever it is, people be calling you because you have what you call the French series. you teach and it's done. So as a teacher, there's a lot you can do with your brain. You need to exhaust it. You need to stretch it to increase your revenue base.
You think we don't do that enough in this country?
No. I think it's been one way.
We just go income, 8 to 5, 8 to whatever.
I think our working time is not the best. I think we should look at it all. We should be able to do 4 hours and close, and somebody come and do another thing. Even increase employment. So if I'm earning 10,000 a job, and I do 4 hours, another person, I'll take 5,000, another person will do 4. So if we have about 500,000 on the payroll, it will go to 1 million. So everybody will get something to do.
And then what happens to me when I close?
You have other things to do. You have extra hours to do other things. Create ideas. There must be innovations, idea innovations, creativities must happen. So that, and once you look at, that's the career perspective. Then you look at the industry that generates more income and position yourself there. Certain industries, when you work there, you make money, a lot. Some that are also slow. So you pick yourself and pitch. That's why I look at your career. There must be made career changes. You have to do it, review it.
I'm not making enough money here. I move on to somewhere else.
And then you can be an entrepreneur. It's all careers. You start something new. And on the basis of that, you increase your income. So the income must be looked at from all these angles. And before you realize, you have about 12,000 as income. And the income, your expenses are 3,000. The problem of income is difficult. So that's if you're able to get it right. Other than that, the best area to look at your incomes and sustain yourself is look at expenditure. You can control it.
So if the income is not rising to appreciable levels,
you have to look at expenditure.
Then bring expenditure down.
So it's an option. You see, that's why I said that the way we manage the personal finance, that's the way we manage public finance.
Because they are linked.
They are linked. Because it's individuals who are taking decisions. Even they are not disciplined, they are not disciplined.
Hey, Mr. Hayford.
There is financial responsibility and indiscipline. And that's affecting even the national level.
Are you saying that if we vote a financially irresponsible person into office, the person will run the country financially responsibly?
Are you quoting it or you are saying it?
I'm just asking.
Asking?
Yes.
I'm also asking the same question.
That's why I feel you put friends together in the studio to do a show. What are some, okay, so now we're on the other side, the expenditure side. Let's look at some smart ways to save money on everyday expenses, because now we're in the expenditure side. Help us.
Basically, there are two things. There are needs and wants. The needs are so critical that without it, you can't survive. Shelter, food, clothing, these are critical. Education, critical. You need to go to school. And so these ones, you must make sure your expenditure covers that. However, again, even in education, if your child can go to public school, why not? Why go and pay $2,000? Why not? Go and check the schools, all the top schools, and see if you don't have those in public schools there. And they are doing very well. Seriously. We have undermined the public schools, and we need to get back and get it done. They are doing well. Even the teachers that are there, they are the best trained. They want the best training colleges. There's something wrong. Somebody doesn't want to develop. And I think probably some of them, they should be worried as teachers why the kids are not delivering. There may be a lot of resources, problem issues, but one thing I know, if you can compare 1979 or 1960 and 1966 there, the kind of schools people were inside, and compared to now, I think they should do better. I'm basic. Sometimes we think too high of things. 1960, imagine the schools. Imagine people were coming to Achimota. I know my uncle, I remember very well. He goes to Achimota from a village from Eastern region to Achimota. It tells you the capacity of the teachers at the time. They were willing to develop people. It's a personal calling.
Teaching.
I think people are in it because they want money. I think so. Because I think so. I think so. We all need money, but if you are listening to me, I'm not trying to say that. But there is one thing teaching and the child feeling. You should be sad.
Okay.
I think so.
A teacher whose students or pupils don't do well should be sad.
I'm telling you. Because you have internet. You have iPhone. And you can do research. In the remotest of the remotest community. You can come to Accra, spend weekend, download files online, put on your laptop, and go back to the community and develop next generation of leaders. Trust me. Show them videos. Impartation.
Then that's a teacher who is taking the thing personal.
To the next level. It is a personal calling. The heart of man.
Shelter. Food,
is
clothing,
critical.
education. These are the 4 that you say they are very critical.
Yeah, so if you're able to tackle these lapses in education, you reduce educational costs.
Okay.
Seriously, that's one. Food, like I said, a tube of yam. Why would you cook all when you know you are 3? You share in this excess. Waste.
Oh, okay.
Waste. It's basic.
There's a lot of food waste at home.
Yes, even clothing. You have 3 or 4. In fact, even clothing, the best for men, all you need is blue, black trousers and black. And how about
2 trousers. You're
2
sorted.
trousers and then a white shirt. Get 5.
Is it because I love white shirts that you're saying that?
Yes, you say I love white shirt. You white shirt is 1. And then change your tie.
Okay.
Red, blue, green, red. 1 shirt, white, every day. You close from work, 5 o'clock, you wash. In the morning it's ready, you iron it. White shirt, change the tie red. The next day.
They think you're wearing a different white shirt.
They are confused. When you're in crisis, that's the strategy.
You tighten your belt.
Yes. And you get out of it.
Interesting. Okay.
So these are needs. And even
needs, you can manage them.
Deal with it.
So we've not come to wants at all.
Oh, that one is.
We are still on needs.
Yes.
Another critical one, transportation.
Again, I know that is also difficult. Many people are buying cars. Yes, our transport system is quite difficult. I think that's the biggest challenge. That's the biggest challenge. And I think that it is something that we need to fix so that the mass transport system works. You don't need to drive. You don't need to drive. And I think people are taking driving to be luxury. Now it's like if you don't drive, if you're not careful, you don't even get a wife. Oh, you get the best wife.
You're walking, you're talking to somebody's daughter.
You can get. It's a fact. I'm telling you.
So you are forced to buy a car.
So people are buying car.
So a car is no more a want. It becomes a need.
Because you need it to secure a deal. Oh.
0544321019 0303956641. You want to join this conversation? The lines are open. 0544321019. You can follow us on our social media platforms at X, Facebook, and Instagram. The handle is at ZFMGH, and then on TikTok and YouTube, it's at Z Multimedia, and the website is zmultimedia.com. This is the third hour of the show, and we are in the Z Talk space. The topic here today is personal finance. You and I know of the many complaints that people are giving concerning the financial situations they find themselves in. Today, we brought you a man I call an expert in the area of personal finance, and he's dropping bombs. I mean, if some of them are so biting, like some of the things Mr. Kingsley Hayford is saying, if they are biting you, it's for your own good. He's here to help you so that at the end of the day, you have a better life. It's 20 to the top of the hour into our last 20 minutes to 9 o'clock. We still have some few minutes to go before he takes leave of us. So we looked at income. We are looking at expenditure. Shelter.
That is also a critical area.
Educate us there.
Again, even for renting, now renting is becoming expensive. I know building materials are rising up.
Okay, sorry to cut you. There's a caller on the line. Yes, so when we get through the caller, we would have that conversation with him. I'm sure there are so many people that want to talk to Mr. Hayford. Kingsley Hayford is here. Please call 0544 321019 0544 321019 if you want to have a conversation with Mr. Hayford. Good morning, caller. Please, where are you calling from and your name? Hello, please, where are you calling from and your name? Okay, we'll try and get him back. I know the topic's quite exciting, and he's saying stuff that probably people are finding a bit biting, but we still must have these conversations. If you are ready to criticize government, please let's also be ready so that when Mr. Hayford is punching, you would also feel the pinch. We criticize a lot, but we don't want to be criticized. Are you managing your home better than we are managing this economy? That is a very important one that we need. Let's move to the next caller. Good morning, sir. Please, where are you calling from and your name?
I'm Kezia.
Kezia,
Jerry, how are you?
Kezia, it's good to hear your voice. Yesterday, I heard you calling to the edition. Kezia, what's your mind on this conversation?
I really love the discussion. I really love it, especially the point you made of as a young person trying to get married, your partner, the advice is very, very important, and men should look out for that. Even not even men alone. As ladies, you need also to look for that. Buying all those things is not necessary. I hope your program, you are filing everything. You are recording everything. You can play it at churches. Yes.
We'll do that.
So that they can, learn something from this good discussion.
Thank you so much, Kezia, for coming through. It's always lovely to have you. There's a next caller on the line. Okay, we'll get through to the next caller as well. Thank you so much. So you're talking about cement prices and all that.
Yes, I said that cement prices are up. We know. In terms of even labor, it's quite high. First, it would be 40 per day. Now it's about 200, 150. It tells you that we are constructing and building. We know the stuff.
Yes.
And so it makes rents quite expensive. So what it means is that you need to decide whether to go for a 2-bedroom apartment, whether you need to do 1-bedroom apartment, or you need to do a single room.
And then the community as well?
And the community. So you need to decide. If you are in La Paz, the cost is different. If we are getting closer to Cantonment, you can pick your bill. If you go to Amasama, your bill will be different. And so depending on the state you are in, you have to look at the place to relocate. If you are in East Legon and it's not working, please get to Amasama and relax. You will come back in grand style after adjustment and recovery.
But what will send you to East Legon in the first place?
Because your income cannot sustain the expenditure in East Legon. Even roasted plantain is expensive.
In East Legon?
I tell you, it's 5 cities for one.
Oh, you went to ask?
Oh, I know. You do research. We have numbers on the ground.
So you're saying roasted plantain in East Legon is more expensive than one in Kaswa?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the difference.
So look at your income level
and move. Don't be worried. A man is as good as his capacity, his knowledge, his intelligence, his creativity. I've always said, so you can take everything. You can take everything that belongs to me. Just leave my brain. I'll bounce back. Just leave the brain.
You think the average Ghanaian is living above his means?
Yes. Because you see, if you look at social media, people are doing things that somebody says it's not working, but with iPhone, that's about 12,000, 15,000. How? Even a small business, pure water, you can do that business easily. Even the roasted plantain business, how much does it cost? If you have 12,000 iPhone, you can fix that business. And every day you are in. And you grow gradually. And so there's something wrong. People want to wear nice designer dresses. You are not there. Oh, take your time.
Wow.
And so patience is key. Wealth creation is patience. You need time. Time to grow. Time to get. And it takes the average of 5 to 10 years to get results. You cannot achieve. That's why there's corruption. People are spoiling the state agencies, destroying government.
They're in a hurry.
It's in a hurry because they want to destroy. Massive destruction. But let me tell people, this nation has a soul.
Ghana.
I tell you, in Africa, when you take public money and you consume it wrongly, the soul will come after you.
The soul of the nation will come after you. Interesting. How does someone balance saving for the future with enjoying their life today?
Again, it comes back to your budget and self-control, discipline and responsibility. Let me say this so that it will get people in the right perspective. You can be poor by the family you are born into.
Okay.
Alone, you can make you poor. You can be poor by association, friends. You can also be poor by location.
Where they born you, I mean,
It's
automatically you are poor.
You are poor from day one. And so all these are there. So there must be some conscious effort to get out.
Okay.
And there are many stories like that. And I think that we are not saying it well. We are not teaching it well. We need to stir the spirit of people, the mindset of people. There must be a revolution. The next 5 years to 10 years, I fear, if the young men don't take position and take this country in terms of their contribution, in terms of business, in terms of what they can do, we need them. And everybody must think through with ideas. So a part of planning your career is very critical. Your financial goals are key. And then you have your budget tie in. When you have this thing done, and then it sits on choice and discipline and responsibility, then you see that you can be living your life now while you're still securing the future. You need these three: choice, discipline, and responsibility. Is the only thing that can change this country. I said earlier, the choice of men make men. If you have too many choices, if you are not careful, even in economics, you have scale of preference. Which one do you do first? Nice ideas. Which one?
You think we are not planning our futures well enough?
I think so. And I believe so.
So what does the future then look like?
It's bright, but it depends on planning, a new arrangement, new thinking. We need to change our mindset. It can be done. We have all the resources. It starts with the brain. The number of people in 1957, the number of educated people were few. But many things took place. Now, we have more educated people. I'm sure 1957, we may have about 5 or 10 lawyers. But today, we have more lawyers. In 1957, I know very well the first Ghanaian chartered accountant. He's named after the University of Ghana Business School, Harris Amagashi. He was the only chartered accountant at the time. And many people came on board. Today, we have many of them.
So what's your point?
My point is that now we have more brains, so we cannot fail. Professor Norman, 2008, said in advanced countries, in Harvard and one of the top, says that we are training men and women who will solve problems that has not ever come.
That's what they are doing. They are training the brains and waiting for the problem to come.
That has not yet even come.
And what are we doing here?
That is why when the COVID came, you saw it. In less than 3 months, people had vaccines. And we were waiting.
Hey, wait. We'll come back to this very issue.
And
they train brains that would be prepared for future problems.
Yes.
But we do what?
Manage problems.
I don't want to even go into that angle again. We just have about it's 10 minutes to the top of the hour. We have 5 minutes to go on this very conversation. And like I said, it's a personal finance series. So, hey, Kingsley is going to come back for us to continue the conversation on this. How has social media played a role in personal financing, whether it has helped or it is actually hindered? What would you say?
I think it's killing people. People are showcasing who they are not. And it's affecting people. Somebody can go into a boutique, dress, and want to see if it fits. Takes a picture, and he put on social media. You at home, you think it's for him or her. It's not. And they say, this is my mate, what is happening to me?
Oh, okay.
And sometimes the person stand by a nice vehicle, take a shot, put on social media. I said, wow, this Kwame Asamoah. Me and him, I was doing well. I was first class, and he said third class. It's not for him. So it's, if you are not careful. I saw one post on social media, one woman, he said, social media family. I was like, these are invisible people.
Social media family.
Yes, people have created families there.
They never met face to face, but they know each other.
And so when they put something there and there's negative comment, they are hurt. When they say it's fine, they are fine. These are invisible people. Very serious. And so it's affecting our finances. And we need to be very careful. Don't take social media serious in terms of that perspective. Take it as a place of advertisement, a place of showing good things, development, things that you want to do, creative ideas where people can buy into it, but not showing, I just got my latest iPhone. You don't have it. You meet the person doesn't have it. Sometimes you meet some people, they cannot match the way they look.
Their social media status and you seeing them face to face, you're wondering.
That it doesn't match. It's worrying. Then sometimes people go and take a picture and they tidy it up nicely. They give them a smooth face.
Filters.
So if you're not careful, you sign a deal and you realize that it's a wrong deal. I know what I'm saying. People know. They get shocked.
Are you saying people have met ladies in persons that they had met on social media and they were shocked?
I think we're talking about personal finance.
Okay, I think it's personal finance discussion we are having here. A few more minutes, then Hayford will be back tomorrow. Don't worry. I know the messages are coming through. Some say they are enjoying the conversation and all that. Yes, we will continue this. I told you this show is more than a morning show. It's a learning experience. We bring you the very best brains to give us the very best of advice to help us make the most informed decisions. This is Z in the morning. It's Z Talk with Mr. Kingsley Ajinku Hayford, chartered accountant, chartered tax advisor, insolvency practitioner, and investment banker. He has a book called Personal Finance Today, Personal Financial Decisions and Their Implications. You need to get a copy of that. The foreword was actually done by Professor Edward Mafo Yadom. He's the Dean of the School of Business, University of Cape Coast. Like Hayford said from the very beginning, we've done stuff. We've writing, we've written. He has a copy of his book. Try get that. Tomorrow I'm sure we'll have a more of a discussion on it. What's the single most important advice somebody listening to us today should take in terms of personal advice? Single most important advice.
Choices. Watch your choices. The choice of men make men.
The choice of men make men.
It makes country. It makes businesses. It makes families.
Choices.
Yes.
Is it something you learn? Is it nature or nature in terms of quality of choices?
It's from experience, and it's also from advice. That the eyes of your understanding
may be open.
That revelation you need. So those who are Christians, fasting and prayers does not give wealth. It gives revelation.
So that you go and put it into
So your
action.
job is to make a decision. And once you make a decision, execution, implementation, monitoring, and evaluation, bring the results.
This has been interesting. This has been very, very interesting. We'll continue the discussion tomorrow. We'll bring back our very honorable guest today. He's Kingsley Ajinku Hayford. He's a chartered accountant, chartered tax advisor, insolvency practitioner, investment banker. Single most important advice: choices. The choices of men make men. They make businesses and they make countries. So says the man. We'll be having him here tomorrow. It's 5 to the top of the hour. Customer service and experience moments coming up right here on Z in the morning.